What does a carnivore chef do when there's a Super Bowl party coming up? Or when you get invited over for dinner and you're supposed to bring something carnivore? That's a no-brainer. It's carnivore tortilla chips, hot carnivore dip. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there that say carnivore should be meat, salt, water, and all of these recipes are not carnivore because it doesn't go with the carnivore philosophy, it's not a clean enough ingredient, or whatever the case may be. And I totally understand, and if that works for you guys, that's fantastic. I'm happy that you have your diet under control to that level. The reality is, for a lot of people around the world, they cannot imagine the idea of doing a carnivore diet, but tools like this can help them feel like they can be a little more successful, and that's why I create recipes just like this one. We got invited over for dinner and someone is actually cooking for me, which doesn't happen a whole lot because I'm Chris Cooking Nashville and I tend to usually be the one to cook, but I wanted to make sure to bring something for our hosts, and they are also carnivore and they really enjoy these recipes. It has helped them stay a lot more stable on their carnivore diet. So I thought I would bring them something special and I'd go ahead and film for you guys. So I'm gonna do a modified version of my carnivore taco shell recipe, which I'm gonna link down below for you guys because really the recipe is almost the exact same process. But there are a few ratios that have changed a little bit that is gonna make this turn out much more successfully for the use as tortilla chips, and it's gonna make it a little bit easier to make a large batch. So I'll link my original taco shell video down below, and now I'm gonna show you the modified version of that to make carnivore tortilla chips. And then I'm also going to make a carnivore baked crab dip. Now you can use crab, you could use beef, you could use shrimp. So if you have some kind of shellfish allergy or you just don't like seafood, don't worry. You can have other things in this like chicken or beef or whatever other kind of meat you would like to use. Either way, this is going to be a fantastic one. You guys stick around. Let me pull out a food processor and let's get to making carnivore tortilla chips. So this is 12 ounces roughly of a firm mozzarella cheese. Now you could use Swiss like I did in the taco shell recipe, but I think the mozzarella is going to offer one, a little bit better flavor, and two, it has a slightly higher water content, and you're gonna see how that comes into play in the final product, but that higher water content is going to give us more of that crispy tortilla vibe that we want from a tortilla chip. You could certainly still use the Swiss, you could use cheddar if you wanted that kind of a flavor in there, although that's pretty strong. Let's go ahead and shred this up and then we can get on with the recipe. The reason that I used this much mozzarella is because I'm making a double batch of this because we're gonna be sharing this with other people. And when you go to a party or something like a get together, you wanna make sure you have plenty of chips for chip and dip. So I'm making a double recipe because we need some of them for the taste test today, as well as the rest of them to be taken for that get together tomorrow. So you can feel free to cut the recipe in half and make it a smaller portion. So this is 24 ounces of cottage cheese. This is whole fat, there's no additives in it, it's just the cultured cream with the enzymes and salt. I'm gonna go ahead and add the entire container of cottage cheese in here with my mozzarella. Now we just need to blitz this up into a nice smooth paste. So this is a fairly smooth paste. It does still have a little bit of a grainy look because of the cottage cheese and the mozzarella cheese in there being cold. That's totally okay. We just want it to be generally combined into a fairly homogeneous mixture before we mix in our egg white powder, protein powder, all of the other ingredients that you'll see on the recipe card, which is linked in the description box for you guys down below. So you'll notice I went ahead and put the powders in before I added eggs, the way that I do with the taco shells. The reason for this is mozzarella has a different consistency, and I find that it's a lot easier to get powders mixed into it with it being a little bit drier first. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add in 2 eggs and blend it until it's all homogeneous. Now, like I said, this is a double batch, so even my large food processor has a little bit of a hard time keeping up with this much. For most of you with a regular food processor that might be smaller than this one, I would recommend, even if you want to do a double batch, do it as 2 separate batches in the food processor. That way you only have to wash it once. That should make things a lot easier for you. But if you have a big food processor like this one that can handle it, you can go ahead and do that double batch. Now you'll notice the eggs are blended in. I still have not added my baking soda, and here is where we come to one of the changes that is going to help this be much more of that texture we're looking for in a tortilla chip. I'm gonna add in 1 teaspoon of vinegar, and I'm actually going to add a little bit more baking soda than I normally would in the original recipe that I did for the taco shells, because we wanna create a little bit more air as a result of the reaction between the alkaline salt and the chemical acid of vinegar. Now all I have to do is add a half of a teaspoon of baking soda, and we're gonna let it sit for about 10 minutes before we actually start to pipe these out. And there we go, that is our mixture. We're gonna let it sit for at least 5 minutes, but 10 is probably better for the baking soda and the vinegar to start to react, because it's gonna create a carbon dioxide byproduct as the sodium salt reacts with the acetic acid of vinegar, and that's gonna create tiny little microscopic air pockets that when we pipe this out and bake it are going to offer a little more lightness to the crisp. Let's let this sit, let's get it piped out onto some parchment paper, and then I'll show you how we're gonna turn this into chips to hopefully make the process quick and easy. Now, if you've watched my taco shell video, this is going to look very familiar and simultaneously completely different. So I have parchment sheets here. These are cut to the size for my baking sheet that I'm going to be using. I'm gonna go ahead and pipe that out, and then I'll show you what we're gonna do to make these tortilla chips. And now we just need to flatten them. Now that these are flattened, I should be able to just stack them on a baking sheet, and I'll continue to make all of the others, layer them up. We're going to bake them, but we're going to do it at a lower temperature, and then we can cut them into nice tortilla strips. So there is my sheet full of sheets of these tortilla-like things. This is gonna go into a 225-degree Fahrenheit oven. Now I'm going to put this in a lower oven than when I put the taco shells in, because I want to get this set without starting to brown it on the sides. A mozzarella is gonna cook a little bit differently than that other recipe with, like, say, Swiss or something like that, because this particular cheese is just a little bit stringier with a little bit higher water content. It'll probably take about 35, maybe even 40 minutes, but I'll let you know when they're done. Now, while those tortillas are baking, let's go ahead and get all of the ingredients ready to put together that hot crab dip. Now, as I said, you can do this with shrimp, you could do this with beef, you could do this with chicken, you could do it with pork or bacon, all different kinds of things. So if you don't like crab, even if you have a shellfish allergy, there's lots of ways to modify this. You just swap out the crab for whatever else you'd like to use. I have 8 ounces of softened cream cheese in this bowl, and to that, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of my spreadable butter mayonnaise. Let's mix that all together, and then we'll take it from there. So that's the base of the dip mixed up. I also have 8 ounces by weight of crab meat. I'm gonna drain the extra liquid off of this, mix that in, and make sure to fold it all the way through. Now, this is the point where if you don't like crab, you have a shellfish allergy, there's some other reason you don't want to use this, you could swap this out for something like 8 ounces of shrimp, or if you're one of those allergy people, something like 8 ounces of shredded chicken or shredded beef, or even pork or bacon. Now, if you're one of the carnivores that likes to avoid seasonings, you could totally stop right there, add this cheese that I have, and you could call it a day. But if you like to lean a little bit on the dirtier side of carnivore towards ketovore, we can season this up just a bit more. First of all, I'm gonna sprinkle in about a teaspoon of Old Bay seasoning because with crab in it, that's pretty much the classic. You wouldn't have to use this. You could use any kind of a seasoning mixture you really like, but I think this is gonna go really nice with the crab. I'm also gonna add in just a tiny bit of ground red pepper or like a cayenne because the people that we're going to have dinner with like it spicy. So I'm gonna add in about a 1/4 teaspoon. Next is a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Just for a little extra pepper flavor, a 1/4 teaspoon of white pepper. And lastly is a couple of tablespoons of dried chives. Now we're just gonna taste and make sure we don't wanna add any additional salt or other seasonings. That's a fantastic dip. I'm gonna add just a pinch of salt just to bring out the umami of that beautiful seafood. Now that our seasoning is corrected, all we need to do is add our cheese. This is about a cup of shredded cheese. It's a combination of Colby and Monterey Jack. You can use any kind of cheese you want. Cheddar would do a fantastic job for this. I'm gonna use half of it to mix into the dip, and then the other half will go over top of the dip before it goes in the oven. Now to finish this, we need a small baking vessel like so. I'm just gonna link this down below because it's a set that I got and they're fantastic. They work really, really well. They're very heavy duty, they're very nice, and they were really budget friendly. So we're gonna spread the dip in here, sprinkle the rest of the cheese on top, and then we can wrap it with plastic, keep it in the fridge until those tortilla chips are ready, and then we can bake it. Now that these are set, I'm gonna take them off of the cookie sheet. I'm gonna let them sit here on the counter and come to room temperature because the next step of cutting them will be much easier to deal with at that point. And what exactly are you doing in here? Do you think these are for you? I don't make tortillas for doggies. Next, you're gonna get one of these little plastic pastry scrapers, which I'll link one down below for you. These are very inexpensive and they're an invaluable tool in the kitchen. We're gonna use this and we're gonna cut these into tortilla chips. Now all we need to do is put these on the dehydrator rack and set it in the dehydrator at 165 degrees Fahrenheit until it's crispy. The tortilla chips have dehydrated overnight. I went ahead and let them go overnight because I wanted to make sure they were nice and crispy, and they are nice and crispy. All we need to do is bake the crab dip that's been in the refrigerator, get it nice and hot and melty, and it's gonna be time to plate up. Let's go get those tortilla chips out of the dehydrator. And that is the Carnivore Tortilla Chips and hot crab dip. I'm really excited about this.
I am too, very excited.
Yeah, Ash hasn't had any of this, but it is fantastic. And I'm very much looking forward to having the chips and the dip in combination. Let's see what she thinks.
These look incredible. They look like the real thing. Hey, I like that. Anything with cheese is good, and I love crabs. Let's see here. Oh man. The chips are incredible, crunchy texture. Kind of want to just taste them on their own. Oh, these are amazing just on their own. No eggy, cheese, weird flavor. They're crunchy. very crunchy. Super well seasoned. I could eat the chips just plain by themselves, nothing on it.
Yeah, they're
Your
fantastic.
dip is incredible. Taste the crab, cheese, creamy goodness. I love that it's hot too. And I know that like we have the Super Bowl coming up and all kinds of like parties and events. And I'm like, this is so great. Like just to be able to eat like chips and a hot dip. I mean, first the carnivore potato chips. Now these, if I could have a little bit of guacamole, I would be so happy. 10 out of 10. The dip is amazing. These chips though are blowing my mind. But this is, I think, what we've been searching for. These are different than the taco shells and they're different than the potato chips for sure.
Well, there you go, guys. That is the carnivore tortilla chips, the hot carnivore crab dip. This is perfect for all of these things like the Super Bowl parties and everything else that's coming. Also, it's wintertime. A hot dip with chips to go along with your dinner. It's a fantastic addition. Thank you guys so much for being here. My free ebook is going to be down below in the description box, as well as the new private community. You can click on both of those links. The recipe for this will be on a recipe card on my website. Otherwise, we appreciate every single one of you. We appreciate you watching, supporting us, and we love every single one of you. This is Chris Cooking Nashville. My beautiful wife, Ash Taylor. Guys, eat your meat. Now your tortilla chips and dip. Love your life. We're gonna see you here in the kitchen for a bunch more crazy recipes. And if you like my tortilla chips and hot dip, you gotta check out this recipe right over here.
I do have one complaint though. You put the chips closer to you, they should be over here.